What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow Sagittarians? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for joining me for a moment in Becky's House of Cards. Today we are going down the rabbit hole with messages from Source. Source wanted to talk to you, so I'm just going to let Source bring out what Source wants to. How many times can we say Source in a sentence? So, guys, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And just know, guys, that is a great way to energetically support the channel. It also helps me connect with your energetic. It helps me connect with you energetically so that I can get you guys out more resonating readings. Also, guys, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, please check out the description box. That is all listed and linked down below, as well as if you guys are interested in a personal reading, the instructions are in the description box. Okay, and thank you to all of my OGs, my new Gs, and anybody that allows me your most precious asset, your time. It is truly an honor, a blessing, and a pleasure being here. My prayer, as always, is that any of my videos that you guys watch fall upon your heart in such a way that remind you to take back your power, to use your intuition and your discernment, and make the choices that best serve your highest journey. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Source, what messages did you have for our Sagittarius friends? How can we help out Sagittarius? What do they need to know in this time? Also, cross-watchers are welcome. So if you guys are cross-watchers, that's cool. Energy is fluid, so take it as it resonates. You know your situation better than I do, as these are general readings. But Source, what messages do you have for our Sagittarius friends? How can we help them out? What messages do you have for Sagittarius? Okay, thank you, Source. What messages do you have for Sagittarius? All right. What messages do you have? Wow, okay. 2 cards flying out to start with. We've got the devil. All right, with what? Ooh, the 3 of Swords. All right, angels and demons. That's what I heard. Angels and demons, y'all. Shoot, you guys are fighting some demons, some devils, some inner toxicities are coming to a head here, I feel. This is something other than just a toxic individual. This is some kind of something within you that's coming out, and it's like Source is bringing assistance, right? So this could be angels, guidance, downloads, clarity, anything really. This could be earth angels, a friend. This could be a lover. It could be anything that you really think of, right? Like somebody that's going to help, or something that's going to help, or some sort of inspiration that will help you. Feel like you're finally cutting this out. Something that has plagued you. This is something that has been very like sexually oriented. So this could be a way that you approach people in relationships. This could be lover relationships, the way that you approach them, the way that maybe you put yourself out there. Feeling like this is definitely involving self today. This is finding balance in a situation and really closing that up, like letting it come to a not quite a completion. It's like you're bringing it to an end so that the next step that you take is the new journey, right? That's like you taking on the next endeavor in your journey. And this is something that you had to do alone. You had to do this alone. And really what's helping you here, it's why Source is sending you somebody to help you out along this situation, is because you had to realize what it was to be like, so I hear talking with somebody who's honest, who has integrity, who has honor, who has a belief in something other than just physical things. This somebody who has a good mind, somebody who's intelligent, somebody who is wise, somebody who like you can bounce ideas off of, and you can be yourself around, and you don't have to feel like you're being judged. Because for so long you've been focused on whatever this devil energy is. Could be sex, drugs, alcohol. This could be addictions of any kinds, right? And guys, I'm not saying addiction is just drugs. I mean, you could have a shopaholic addiction, right? Like that's a thing, you know, there's all kinds. Being treated a certain way. This could be inviting certain situations into your life. You're finally looking at it. It's like facing the demon in the mirror, and it's like that's what's been so hard. It's like this is a shadow aspect of yourself that you did not want to acknowledge that's coming through, but there's bringing clarity on here. You're learning to let it go. It's not affecting you so much anymore. Yeah. From like being immature, so I keep getting that this is like victim mentality, some sort of way, and it's like you're coming out of this energy of being so it's like you didn't want to see this about yourself, right? Like you didn't want to see this trait about yourself. It was easier to blame others, but it's even on this journey, it wasn't like you felt like you were blaming others. You did feel like you were taking accountability for yourself, but it was like you didn't want to follow through with letting it go. It was like it just kind of kept coming around and around and around. And then finally something happened. Something happened, and look, you've got justice underneath that, and then the death, or the nameless in my deck, right? You figured out how to look at yourself. It's like you were tired of not getting justice in a situation, and it was like, but you didn't realize in that moment that you were showing up to the situation in the same way. Like every time it was the same way, and it was like hoping that it was going to change. And then finally it was like, oh, my justice is up to me. Right? It's like you're the one that's letting go of getting a justice with this person, this situation. And it's like you're finding your own justice. And that's realizing that you're a lot of surrounded by coins here. I feel like this has to do with your work, your job, with whatever it is. It's like you're realizing that the justice only comes when you give it to yourself. So definitely could be a download, but there could be somebody else that's involved with you right now, like a friend or somebody you're talking to that just shows up in a different way. It's almost like I feel like you gave somebody a chance that you normally wouldn't have otherwise, right? Because they didn't fit into this toxic way. Like this is people outside of you, right? People outside of you, friends. This is family members, this is lovers, this is a job situation, this is coworkers, right? You could just keep getting certain jobs with certain types of coworkers, and finally it's like you just kind of had to stop and look. Keep hearing the common denominator was you. It's not that anything was wrong with you, it was just the way that you were showing up and not looking at the shadow side of yourself. So if this hasn't happened yet, Sag, it's something that is going to be brought to clarity for you guys. I feel like it's like finding the trigger. What's that? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Source. So this flipped over. We have the star in the reverse. Yeah. It's like finding the trigger. Okay. This is like finding the trigger, the original trigger that set this off. So here's just an example, and please understand, take it as it resonates, and you guys can use this example with most anything, but it's just relationships, the easiest thing, because that's what most people talk about. My throat just made a really weird noise, so we're just going to go with that. So this is like if you guys keep getting into super toxic relationships, right? And all of this, you're like asking yourself all the time, like, why does it seem like all of my relationships in the same way? It's either you walking away or you getting left, and there's always heartbreak, there's always hurt, there's always pain. And so it's like finally you stopped and thought about it and started comparing all the people that you've been with to one another, right? Okay, and then that didn't get anywhere because it's like they all were basically the same. Like you noticed traits from all of them that like mirror the other ones, and you're like, okay, so well, at the end of the day, it would be easy to blame it on everybody, but you can't, because you started seeing a pattern. And it's like in seeing that pattern, suddenly it was like that's what turned the tables so that you could look at yourself. And then you began to see, oh, the whole reason that I, get abusive boyfriends or abusive girlfriends is because I'm timid and I don't stand up for myself. And you don't have a boundary. You let them cross your boundaries, right? I have the hiccups now. Jiminy Christmas, this is an active reading, guys. Holy crap. I haven't had anything before this. I'm drinking water, literally. And so it's like what ends up happening is that you begin to set boundaries, right? And that's something that's like a download from Source saying, here's a clarity on the situation at hand. And so as you get that, you guys begin to see that you can make your way out when initially you felt really hopeless and guilty. I feel like you guys felt guilty about setting boundaries. So you guys could be setting boundaries for the first time, and that first time you do feel guilty, but then you also realize there's a lightness in the situation. Yeah, you guys know. You know exactly what's coming. Like, you knew what was coming. You knew what was going on. Yeah, this was... So Source is showing this was just a huge download. This is like a perspective energy coming in here. Yeah, and you guys realized that it had to do with very materialistic things. Like, there was this need to want to not necessarily impress others, but it was like very like physical world things. So this, again, it could be money, material situations, whatever, but it's just very 3D world things. And so what ends up happening is that you guys find clarity with Source, praying, spending time with Source. What else can you tell us about the situation with Sagittarius, Source? Okay. So we've got the 8 of Coins in the reverse. Yeah, coloring within the lines. This is you. So building on faulty foundations be what this was, right? Is like trying to build something but always on faulty foundations. Source bringing this in, showing that whatever it was that was a toxic trait that you didn't want to look at is why you kept having failed foundations. Like, things were falling apart. It felt like things weren't coming together. It felt like things were always frustrating and difficult, and it was like trying to fit the square inside the circle hole. It's just not fitting, but you're still pounding on it with the hammer, like, I'm gonna make it fit today, you sons of bitches. You know what I mean? like you're just really in this mood, this mode, and this energy. And so it's like finally realizing that I wasn't doing what I needed to do for myself, was putting it on other people. Yeah. That's why you guys got brokenhearted. So I understand why they wanted me to talk about the relationship, because for a lot of you guys, this was a relationship. Yeah. But here's the thing, Sag. Like, I want you guys to understand, as sad as this is, as much as this hurts, this is a broken heart. Somebody's been betrayed. Your trust was broken. It's like something was shattered, right? But ultimately, this is what made you guys come up into this Popess energy here. It's like realizing that you have an ability to change your life. But it's like you had to go through the heartbreak and the heartache and all that stuff. And you had to feel like physically ill for you guys to connect with spiritual. It's like Source was trying to connect with you, but it was always having a hard time connecting with you because of this situation. So it could be a sexual thing, this love situation, but it's like finally somebody broke your heart to the point of just like, you're just like, wow, I didn't realize this person was going to do that to me. Like, I never knew they were going to do that to me. Right? And this is that duality coming out here. You have the 2 of Cups reversed, and then you have the Popess, who's the number 2. And it's like talking about the good and the bad, right? But it's like you looking at the 2 of Cups, understanding that while this at one point made you feel completely lost and like nothing could ever come from this, it's like you realize that it's this that opened you up to connecting with something more and ultimately turning your fortune for the good. Ultimately showing you who you are. Or who you weren't, right? Because it's not necessarily about becoming who we are. It's about unbecoming who we're not. Like, can you let go of who you're not? And that's the thing. It's like, this was not your energy. This was just because of past situations. Source, what else can you tell us about the situation for Sag? What else do they need to know? Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So, Source just coming in again. This is self-inflicting, right? With this Knight of Coins here in the reverse. It's like this was your own doing. Even though you didn't want to take accountability for it. Like, you didn't want to be the one that was causing yourself the heartache, right? And it's like every time you would set a goal, suddenly something would fall apart. Well, it's because distractions is what I hear. Like, this situation was distracting you, or there were others like this situation that were distracting you. And it's like, it kept leading you away from your goals. And I think that the thing is something's going to happen here, or if it hasn't already, it's going to be in this situation that makes you come into an understanding, wow, it's all along, it's been me. And not in a bad way. You're not going to be like, oh, like, no, like, you're going to be like, whoa, like, if only I'd known then what I know now. And that's not, like, that's the thing you're running from. It's like, you didn't know then what you know now. And as that works out, you begin to stand up in your own power and strength. So it's just being upset right now. You've had to go through it. You've had to be breadcrumbed. You've had to have these energies of not having balance in your life in order for you to understand the duality of what's going on. Yeah. Not having balance. And here's the Six of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, you've learned how to work on this. You've learned how to work on building up something that's going to serve you in the long run. It may be unconventional. It may not be what everybody else agrees it needs to be. But it's like your healing methods are what's bringing you into something beautiful. Yeah, not everybody understands. They're not going to. They don't understand what it is that you're doing. They don't have to understand what it is that you're doing. You know, what happened here is like, it's almost like that light bulb moment when Source is like, boom, here, baby, here's a download for you because you need this. You need to understand something about yourself. And so you come into this realization of something about yourself and you're just like, whoa. Like, if I had known this like a month ago even, you know what I mean? And it's like, but you're not beating yourself up about it because there's no way that you would have come into that understanding until you had gone through a series of events. Like, a series of unfortunate events. I can't with you right now, Source. I can't. So it wants to be this way, guys. That's actually the top of my deck. So it came out like this. We have the Nine of Cups with the Three of Swords in the reverse. We've got Three of Swords twice on your reading. Once upright, one in the reverse. It's like, this is Source clarifying exactly what I said. You had to go through a series of unfortunate events. And here we have, it's like your happiness, your everything. You being in total emotional happiness, bliss, a state of peace, a state of harmony, a state of wonderment has all come from those situations that made you feel like every time something happened, it made you feel like just completely lost or completely knocked off track or completely sent away from where you were initially headed. And it's like, Source is just clarifying, like, nope, all those things that made you feel like you weren't on the right path, or that made you feel like you beat yourself up for, maybe you made a decision, you made a human decision, and you're beating yourself up for it, like, no, I should have done the other thing, or I should have gone this way, you know, and Source is saying, like, no, it's those exact decisions that have led you into finding out your happiness. Like, it's like you're learning more about yourself. Your perspective for yourself has changed. And it's changed greatly. And that's like where this hopelessness once stood. It's like you're finding a new way of being. Yeah. You're overcoming. You're moving towards a more positive energy because you quickly understood your own journey. It's like you understood why you had to go through these things that made you feel like it was everybody else's fault. And then it was like, then it was all your fault. And it's nobody's fault. And it's like, that's the realization here. You're realizing it's nobody's fault. Like, you just had to experience it. Because in experiencing it, that's where you gained your strength. And it's okay. You did nothing wrong. I think that's the thing. It's like everybody thinks they did something wrong. And it's like, you did nothing wrong, because without your experiences, you wouldn't be where you are. Would you be who you are? That's a good question. I think our experiences are what ultimately show our perspective, right? And it's our perspective that makes us the unique expression of Source. And so it's purposefully giving us a certain type of perspective so that we could help everybody understand that their own perspective is still valid and present. And it's seeing ourselves in that same perspective, right? Seeing ourselves in that same perspective that helps us to uncover what we've covered up for all these years. So we have number 7, groundedness, armadillo. It's like staying grounded. It's like as you connect with source, remember to ground your energy. We have a lot of earth energy here. This is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy all coming out here together. It's like you have a lot of earth energy right here at the beginning of this reading. And so they're telling you to make sure that you're staying grounded, especially with you, Sag. It's easy for you guys to float away with source because you're so spiritual. It's super easy. So remember to find practices that help you ground. And realizing that you're the only one that can be reliable for yourself. As you're reliable for yourself, your world will start to balance out. And as it balances out, you guys will find more peace from within, right? But that's being reliable on yourself. What did I say? Perspective right here with this 9 of Cups and the 3 being clarified by the 3 of Swords. It's flying out together. You guys are finding your own light in the darkness. And it's been hard. It's been hard. It's like not an easy situation. Look at these beautiful, beautiful clarifications coming through. You've got this lovely earth energy with it grounded. I was telling you guys it's about you changing your perspective in regards to what it is, this brokenheartedness that you guys keep finding yourselves in. It's like realizing that that's not your path. Your path has come from literally experiencing all of that so that you guys can experience the sweetness. It's like having a fruit tree and tasting the fruit too soon and it's not good. It's like, ugh, right? Making sure you're creating. You guys are co-creating at this time. You guys are about to manifest something beautiful in your life just because you're overcoming this negativity that has been around you for a while. So we have Queen Victoria. She says, I would venture to warn against too great intimacy with artists as it is very seductive and a little dangerous. I think this is how people think about you. Like you're very seductive and it kind of like lures them in and they're kind of freaked out about it, to be honest. So no girl would go to the altar if she knew all. It's like right now it's not about you having a lover. This is about you guys finding your spirituality, especially with this Popess on the bottom over here with perspective. Like it's like you guys really are in this place of finding your truth with your spirituality and finding that balancedness. And it's not about being with a person right now. This is about being with yourself and finding your truth. The important thing is not what they think of me, but what I think of them. Exactly. Coming back to your perspective. It's not about all these people that have hurt you. And again, it's like it's what you think of them, but it's also what you think of yourself. And it's like if you don't think very highly of yourself, how does that work out for you? It doesn't. You know, we found that low vibrational energy is oftentimes when things go awry and you get into these situations that make you feel knocked off of your journey. And when you're in a high vibrational journey, it's like when you can start to see the lightness, the light in the dark. Look at this with the sun and then this light in the center here. It's like very, very prominent right now, very being shown to me right now that it's like all about finding your truth within. Billie Holiday says a kiss never tasted is like fine wine wasted. It's like having fun, I feel like is very important for you guys right now. Like, especially for those of you that are single, like I'm not saying go out and sleep with everybody you meet up with, but like go out on dates and stuff. Like don't be afraid to get out there and mingle. You know, it's okay. Says you'll never know when to stop until you've had too much. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, don't go sleeping around and all that stuff. I mean, if that's what you want, go for it. But my recommendation is just to go out and date and have fun and not be committed. You know, like just have a good time for you. Like, go get good company. I feel like you need that at this time. Says you can find friends in the darkest places. Again, with the company coming through, it's like you guys don't know who you're going to run into. And it's like Source is saying, like there's soul tribe that's waiting for you around the corner. Like you've come so far on the journey. And it's like in letting go of this old belief, it's like you're opening yourselves up to an opportunity that seems very worldly, like very large. Okay. Like I can't tell you what it is because there's so many different things coming in, but it's like what Source is showing me, it's very large. This is a very large situation that's coming up here. What do we got? Glamorama. Yes. Hard worker, Gucci ruby shoes, and whole caker. Like this is a song, Glamorama. And I love this song. But it talks about this woman in there. It's like she'll never fall in love because she's too beautiful, right? And it's like she does whatever she wants. Like that's it. She goes, but she's her own supporter. It's money, sleep, money, eat, money, in that order. Like, it's like that's the energy that's coming through now. It's like Source is saying, focus on you right now and do what you want. Whole cake or shoot. She'll eat a whole cake if she wants to, and she wears her Gucci ruby shoes, y'all. Go get you some Gucci ruby shoes. There's no place like home, Alice. There's no place like home. Let's get it. Got it. Good. Okay, wow. They said right there they wouldn't even let me stop. And this one? Okay. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Source. That was a lot more than I was planning on. So then we have on the bottom, loving yourself is what opens you up to the love you desire in your life. Yeah, and I feel like that's why it's important for you to go and have fun right now, because it's like that's a good way to love yourself. You're going to understand what it is that you want from people and what you don't want from people. And it's not about being a perfectionist or anything here. It's like if you have somebody that's red flags all over the place, and then you have somebody that you really get along with, and you enjoy their company, and you have great conversations, you know, are you really going to run after the one that's all red flags, or are you going to spend more time with the one you get along with? You see? It says, I never wanted to hurt you, yet I did. Can you ever forgive me? So we did have that broken heart coming in here, and I feel like this person is just saying, like, I'm sorry, like, can you ever forgive me? And I feel like Source is bringing this out too. It's just saying they do want your forgiveness, but that doesn't mean that you have to invite them back into your life. Like, this is just saying forgiveness is what sets you free. And then we had someone is harboring anger, jealousy, and hate. Yeah, so there's definitely this energy around you right now. It could be your own energy. I'm not really getting that. I feel like it's been from just in this situation for so long. You guys are harboring a lot of somebody else's energy here, and it's like letting that go and realizing that you don't have to hold on to that anymore. Yeah, struggles equal growth. Like, Source is just saying, like, you've struggled because you're going to show the world something beautiful, and don't be afraid to do what you can for yourself, like being your own reliable source of energy here and letting go, like, and not worrying about these people who, you know, have this energy. It's like, it could be this person apologizing, like they're still angry about it, they're mad, or they're in a place of hating you for where you've come to because you've grown so much. And it's like Source is saying, don't worry about that. Loving yourself is it's gonna open you up to love. How do you love yourself? By doing what you want, working on your stuff, working on what's good for you. Okay, this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I love you guys. I'm sending out so much prayers and good wishes for you guys. Many blessings upon you guys. And like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Set that notification bell down below so you always know when the next video does go live. Remember, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel or personal reading, check out the description box down below. But I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow Sagittarians, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.